Hello and welcome to our weekly tip. Today I want to talk to you about the skill of a willingness to be influenced. And this is so very important. In the workshop, this is one of the agreements that um, I review at the very beginning. In order to have a collaborative, healthy, sustainable relationship, we need to remain willing to be influenced by one another. And that just really means that we're open to listening to each other. Um, and that we are never going to get to the point where we've absolutely made up our mind and we're no longer open and we're going to dig our heels in. So it doesn't mean that we're going to abandon our values, our belief system. It just means that we are willing to sit down and hear from one another, and that we become curious with each other, and that we're open to learn from one another. According to Dr. John Gottman's research, it is the responsibility of the person who contextually has more power to remain open and willing to be influenced by those who are perceived to have less power. So, for instance, in a relationship with a leader or a department head or a manager, I'll use a work situation, for example. It's very important that the leader demonstrates a willingness to be influenced by the people that report to them. This will keep the lines of communication open. If staff feel that the leader or the department head is not open, eventually people will stop talking to that person, and it will affect productivity, commitment, motivation, absenteeism, sick time, stress leave, and things like this. So it's very important that we remain open and willing with each other. So if you're in a conversation with someone, one of the ways that you can demonstrate a willingness to be influenced is by asking curious, open-ended questions, um, pausing, taking time to listen for understanding, listening for the part of what the person is saying that is reasonable to us, as opposed to listening for the things that we don't agree with and then building a case in our mind for how we're going to respond. The minute we do that, we're no longer willing to be influenced, we're no longer listening. And all of us are guilty of that at one time or another. So when somebody's talking, really listen for understanding, listen for their key message, and listen for the part of their message that you find to be reasonable, and respond to that part. Reflect back what you heard the person say, or ask more questions to create even more understanding. Um, and find those things that you can compromise on with the person. We are just also guilty of wanting to share our side and our perspective. And what can happen with two people who are locking horns like that is we just get stuck in a perpetual cycle of conflict. So a willingness to be influenced is very, very important. If you have power contextually, the onus is on you to demonstrate a willingness to be influenced, and know that all of us have power in one area of our life or another. So there are places that we can all be putting this skill into practice with the people in our lives. And what it will do is it will open up the lines of communication. It will build trust. It will help during times of conflict. In fact, it will de-escalate conflict. And it will increase a feeling of collaboration in the relationship. Um, what I like to do is sort of ask myself, where am I willing and where am I not? And where are the places that I need to work on that? Often, if we're not willing to be influenced, it's because we feel that our value system is being compromised. And if we feel like someone is trying to change us, we will dig our heels in. So it's important that we find our voice around those things. But refocus your energy on, where are you willing to be influenced? What are those things that we are willing, or what are you willing to compromise on? Give it a try. Like I always say, relationships are a work in progress, and it takes practice, and we're never going to get it perfect, but we need to be generous and kind with each other, and we need to practice with each other, and we need to learn and grow together. Have a great week. Bye.